Okay, hi everyone from YouTube land. This is Ricky Molina from the Ricky Molina channel on YouTube, where I share original music, orchestral arrangements, songs, all different kinds of genres and styles. We've got some cinematic songs as well, compositions, and music for commercials and such. And occasionally I like to do a video, like an educational type of video, just about production of music and product reviews occasionally. So today's video is going to be about how to actually share music files when you're collaborating with fellow musicians. So let's say you're teaming up with a vocalist who lives somewhere, you know, at the other end of the country or something, and you're sharing music stem files, or you've got a mix down with an instrumental track for your collaborator, or you just want to send stems back and forth. Well, if you may have noticed, there are some limitations with some of the email services out there, like if you use Hotmail or AT&T or Xfinity, Comcast, or any of these. Even Gmail has a limitation on the size of the file. So let's say you have Xfinity, Comcast, or AT&T, or one of these, sbcglobal.net or something like that. Your file size, your maximum file size that you can send email information to someone is 25 megabytes. So maybe that's good for like 5 or 6 photographs or something like that. But it's certainly not going to be big enough for sending music files or videos. Gmail is actually very generous. They've upped their maximum file size for attachments to 50 megabytes, but that's still not going to be big enough. So as an example, let's say I've got a file here I wanted to send to a vocalist who's working with me on one of the tracks, originals that I've been working on. And as you can see here, the size of the file is 88 and a half megabytes, which definitely exceeds the maximum file size as an attachment. So I'm going to have to think of a way to get around that limitation somehow. And I just want to share with you fellow musicians out there, or anyone who's just, sharing huge video files or huge music files back and forth with collaborators, or to people who want to see your work. What are the alternatives? Well, zipping a file is when you compress a file, and that may compromise the quality of the recording if you're dealing with a music file particularly, or with video files. Some zipping services may not compromise or may not affect the quality of the recording, but it assumes that the recipient to whom you're sending the file or sharing the file with has to have a zip file program to decompress the file, to open it up, to unzip it at their end. Zip programs are pretty easy to come by these days, but often they come with like strings attached. You have to, download a internet add-on or extension, and that can pose problems. So I tend to stay away from zip files. Okay, so how do we get around this limitation for file size attachments? There are 3 mega storage services that I recommend that you take a look at. And the one, I'm not plugging any of these 3, but the big ones out there that you should definitely have a look at are Google Drive, Dropbox, and Microsoft's OneDrive. Those are the 3 mega storage services. And the cool thing about them is that, you upload your file to them, to, let's say, Google Drive, and then you get like a link. You create a link for the file, for the music file that you've created. Now, that link, you can send it directly to an email recipient, and the recipient will then get the email, open it up, and then that person can then click on the link that you're going to send. So in all cases, you do not need to be a subscriber to Google or to Dropbox or to Microsoft's OneDrive. The link will work even if they're not subscribing to these services, which is kind of neat. Okay, let's go through an example. I'm using PreSonus Studio One 3 Pro, And I have a song here that I like to share with my with a vocalist who's collaborating with me on a song. So I've got a song, and I just got to export the mix down. By the way, you can export just the stems, any of these stems as well. If you don't want to send the whole song to that person, you could just send a stem. You just go to export stems. But in this case, we're exporting the song. So I click on Export Mix Down. I'm going to save it temporarily to my desktop. Okay, and then there's the title of the file. I don't want to send it to SoundCloud necessarily in this case. And here you get to choose what type of file you want to save it as. It can be a WAV file, AIFF, or MP3, and these others I don't really have any special knowledge of, but I usually save it as a WAV file because it's actually higher quality than MP3. I want to export a song from the starting point of the song to the end here, and I just click OK. Now I've done this already, and I've exported it to my desktop here. So here's the song. I've exported it to my desktop, and that's the file I'm going to be creating a link for. So the next thing we've got to do is we can either go to Google Drive or to the OneDrive. I happen to use the Microsoft OneDrive as well, but Google Drive is really easy, and I really encourage you to use Google Drive. So I've narrowed it down to Google Drive or OneDrive. And here's the Office 365 Microsoft plan, a subscription plan. You know, for $8.25 a month, you can get access to the up-to-date versions of Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, Microsoft Publisher, or Access, which is a database, or Microsoft Word and Outlook. But the cool thing is, with one of these monthly subscriptions, or I should say these annual subscriptions paid monthly, you can get 1 terabyte of file storage and sharing, which is huge. And this is perfect for, you know, saving, storing music files as well as video files and such, and sharing these files via link. Okay, the other mega storage solution here is Google Drive. And you know, it's really easy to use. So just, you know, you have to sign up and have a Google account to get in here. But once you've signed in, you go to Google Drive. And then what you want to do is go to the folder, create a folder for your music. Let's say here I've got Ricky Molina music. And double click on it. And I've uploaded just before, but if you haven't yet done so, you go to New. You click on this this icon up here in the upper left, this blue icon for new, and you want to upload a file. And then you just go to your desktop, wherever your music file is. It's a WAV file in this case, and then you just, you know, choose that file, and it'll upload to your drive. And then what you want to do is you can then choose the song that, you know, the file that you want to share with your collaborator. And then you just right-click on it, and then you click on Share or Get a Shareable Link. Share is cool. Click on that. It's good because you can also, you know, share it with people directly to their emails addresses. So you could type in their email here. I like to actually copy the link for this music file, go to my email provider. I'll just copy it, copy the link, see, get shareable link, just right-click copy, and then I'll just go into the email, and I'll just Command V, Control V, and or Command V on a Mac, and there's the link. And then all she has to do is, when she receives the song, and I send this email, she'll get this link, and it'll enable her to just download the song onto her desktop or wherever. And then she can start working on the song from her side. And then she can then send me an MP3 file or a WAV file back to me with her vocals. So that's a great way to actually share files that are quite large with other musicians. And I thought I'd just share this with you because it's just one of those little things that you got to know if you're collaborating with other musicians, or if you want to show a record label person or a publisher samples of your work. Well, that's basically all we have for today. Just wanted to share this little tip with you for fellow musicians and creators. If you like this video, please like it underneath the video box, share it with friends, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a great day.